Battle of the Brains, presented by Invest 529, Central Virginia's high school academic quiz show. Today's match features Blacksburg High School versus Spotsylvania High School. Let's play.
Hello and welcome to Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. Our high school academic quiz show competition welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. They're competing for a share of $20,000 in scholarship money, courtesy of Invest 529 and the E.W. Scripps Foundation. The academic athletes joining us today are the Bruins of Blacksburg High School, coached by Mary Louise Moss. Blacksburg High School is in the Montgomery County public school system. School officials say there have been high expectations as students are prepared to reach their full potential in both education and in life. Also with us today, the Knights of Spotsylvania High School, coached by Jeff Black and Teresa Leibelsberger. Spotsylvania High School serves the southern half of Spotsylvania County. The public school offers a variety of academic, career, and technical courses and specialized programs for its nearly 1,400 students in grades 9 through 12. It's great to have all these students here with us today playing Battle of the Brains. Our match will consist of 3 toss-up rounds and a category round. Players will buzz in and wait for me to call on them before giving their answer. Any interruption of questions with an incorrect answer results in a point deduction. There's no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. Welcome, students. Good luck. Let's go with the first toss-up round. This deity chased Daphne, but she escaped him by becoming a tree. Name this Greek god of light and poetry. Brandon.
Apollo.
That is correct, the twin brother of Artemis. After being acquitted of treason in 1807, he fled to Europe to avoid murder charges in New York. Name this former vice president who could never escape the shadow. Brandon.
Burr.
Aaron Burr is correct. Escaped the shadow of his fatal and fateful duel with Alexander Hamilton. Home to some of the largest mines in the world, which U.S. state produces the most coal, most of it coming from its Powder River Basin? Brandon.
West Virginia.
That is incorrect. Spotsylvania. Bryce?
Wyoming.
That is correct. Approximately 40% of the national production. West Virginia's second. Founded in 1823 by Stephen Austin, they were called Los Diablos Tejanos by Mexican opponents. A baseball team from Arlington is currently named for what law enforcement agency of the Lone Star State? Bryce?
Sheriff.
That is incorrect. Blacksburg? Rishi?
Rangers.
I need you to be more specific.
Texas Rangers.
That is correct. It actually consisted of 2 routes skirting to the north and south of the Taklamakan Desert. What trade route leads? Brandon.
Silk Road.
That is correct. By what name is the following math formula known? X equals -b plus or minus. Brandon.
Quadratic formula.
That is correct. Plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, the quadratic formula. Who holds the Major League Baseball record for most home runs in a single season? Nolan.
Barry Bonds.
Correct. 73. That record set in 2001. In 1990s Rwanda, the Hutu majority waged a brutal civil war against what indigenous minority? Divine Grace.
The Tutsi?
That is correct. You may need your pencil and paper for this. What is the perimeter in centimeters of a rectangle having length 8 centimeters and an area of 88 square centimeters? Brandon.
38.
That is correct. Appearing in a total of 9 films, what actor portrayed both the characters of Han Solo and Indiana Jones? Eli.
Harrison Ford.
Correct. 6 Star Wars movies, 3 Indiana Jones movies. All right, watch the monitors. Here's the Brainy Bunch with a Battle of the Brains question.
Who defended the British soldiers at their trial for killing civilians during what became known as the Boston Massacre in 1770?
Eli.
Alexander Hamilton.
That is incorrect. Spotsylvania. Bryce.
Paul Revere.
It was actually John Adams.
I was thinking that.
Marco Polo traveled to China and back in the 13th century. He was a citizen of what European republic? Bryce.
Italy.
That is incorrect. Blacksburg. Brandon.
Genoa.
It was actually the Republic of Venice. Gothic hero Dietrich won one from a dwarf Lauren. Alberic crafted one from the Rheingold. Brandon.
Ring.
That is correct. In economics, what 2 animals are used to describe stock market conditions? Eli.
A bull and a bear.
That is correct. Scurvy is a disease that's caused by a lack of vitamin C. Samson.
Oh, frick. I was going to guess vitamin C. Cook.
That is incorrect. I'll finish the question. For Spotsylvania, scurvy is a disease caused by a lack of vitamin C in the body. What is the specific type of acid that is commonly called vitamin C? Divine Grace.
Citric acid.
It's actually ascorbic acid. Featuring the character Mr. Cellophane as of December 2025, what is the current longest running show on Broadway? Bryce.
Wicked.
That is incorrect. Blacksburg? Eli?
Phantom of the Opera?
It's actually Chicago, which was on stage, has been on stage since November of 1996. And that buzzer is the end of our first toss-up round. Up next, we'll meet today's players, and then they'll take on the category round when Battle of the Brains continues. We'll be right back.
Miss a week of Battle of the Brains? Want to catch up on the full season of play? Find full episodes on our YouTube channel. Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Blacksburg High School with 80 points and our team from Spotsylvania High School with 30 points. And we'll get back to our match and more questions just ahead, but let's introduce you to today's players first. Let's start with our team from Blacksburg High School. First up is Eli Zemunza, who is a junior, is a radio DJ, an avid musician, and a cross-country runner. Next up is Brandon Hugh, who enjoys swimming, reading, and folding origami. Our team captain is senior Rishi Nair, who likes to play chess, enjoys tennis, and ping pong. And wrapping up our team is sophomore Samson O, who enjoys chess and likes to ice skate. That is our team joining us from Blacksburg High School. Now our team from Spotsylvania High School. First up is First up is Jackson Velasco, who is a senior, is an Eagle Scout and world traveler, plans to study biomedical engineering. Our team captain is Bryce Whitehead, who is a junior, enjoys music and history, and leads a section of the school's literary magazine. Our next player is Divine Grace Newbit, who participates in orchestra and JROTC programs and plans to study aerospace engineering. And wrapping up our team is Nolan Donahoe, who is in the International Baccalaureate program, is a member of the wrestling team, and hopes to study chemical engineering in college. That's our Spotsylvania team joining us today for Battle of the Brains. Great to have everybody here with us today playing Battle of the Brains. Now they're going to play our category round, where each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If they get all their questions correct within the allotted time, they will receive a 20-point bonus. Teams, here are today's categories from which you may choose. They are Snack Time, SI units, and people born in 1955. We do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answer. By the rules, the high score team gets first choice of category. That is our Blacksburg team. So Rishi, quickly talk it over with your teammates. Tell me what category you would like to play.
Can we do SI units, please?
Absolutely. I will give you a symbol and a brief description. You identify each of the following SI units of measure by its full name. The first is T, magnetic flux density.
Tesla.
Correct. H, inductance.
Henry's, I think. Henry's.
Correct. dB, sound intensity.
Decibels.
Correct. W, power.
Watts.
Correct. KB, mass.
E. S. Kilograms.
Correct. F, electric capacitance.
Faraday. Yeah. Faraday's.
Judges? That is correct, or farad. M, length.
Meter. Meter.
Correct. R, radiation exposure.
Like Roentgens, I don't know. Roentgens, yeah.
Rankins.
Röntgen is correct, yes. N, force.
Newtons.
Correct. And finally, S, time.
Seconds.
And that is correct. And a sweep of the category, a 20-point bonus for our team from Blacksburg. Good job on that. All right, Spotsylvania, it will either be Snack Time or people born in 1955.
I guess so.
It's snack time, I guess.
We would like to do snack time.
All right, name these snack food items from the clues given. They're not necessarily a brand name, but could be. A marshmallow and a layer of chocolate between 2 graham crackers.
S'mores.
Correct. Maize, which expands from the kernel and puffs when heated.
Popcorn.
Correct. Made by Nabisco, this cookie was invented by the early Egyptians.
Oh my God. It's like
Cookies.
Specifically,
Chocolate chip.
it would be Fig Newtons. It is a rubbery textured candy shaped like a member of the family Ursidae.
Gummy bears.
Correct. Small hexagonal crackers used in soup mostly.
It's like the
Saltines.
Oyster crackers. South Park's Cartman's favorite snack.
cheesy poofs. Cheesy poofs.
Cheesy puffs.
We will accept that. Cheesy Poofs. It is the second best-selling cookie brand in the United States.
Oreo.
Chips Ahoy, and they're actually made in Henrico County at Mondelez. A frozen drink sold by 7-Eleven.
Slurpee.
Correct. Something you might have on the AT.
Oh, like an MRE?
MRE.
Trail mix. Made by Mars, and I will not finish that question. Oh, we need to eat more snacks, definitely. Good job with the category round by our teams. Up next, another toss-up round when Battle of the Brains continues.
Battle of the Brains is always available. Find full episodes on YouTube and follow Battle of the Brains on social media. Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Blacksburg High School with 150 points. Our team from Spotsylvania High School with 55 points. And now back to more questions and another toss-up round. But first, a reminder to our teams. You do lose points if you interrupt a question with an incorrect answer. And of course, there's no conferring in the toss-up rounds. What European country was the setting for the 1965 movie The Sound of Music? Eli.
Austria.
Correct. A paean is a hymn of praise. Spell paean. Eli?
P-A-E-A-N.
That is correct. What abstract expressionist painter employed the technique of dripping or spilling paint? Brandon?
Pollock.
Jackson Pollock is correct. Orion, the hunter, is often pictured with his back turned toward us. What name in Arabic meaning the shoulder of the giant designates the bright red star that marks Orion's left shoulder? Brandon?
Beetlejuice.
That is correct. The musical key of E-flat major is often associated with bold, heroic music, partly because of Beethoven's usage in his Eroica Symphony. How many flats are in the key of E-flat major? Eli?
3.
That is correct. B, E, and A. In 1818 in Scotland, what material was introduced for the first time in shipbuilding? Bryce?
Iron.
Correct. April is the cruelest month. Brandon.
Wasteland by T.S. Eliot.
Judges? The judges are saying no. I will finish the question for Spotsylvania. April is the cruelest month provides the opening of the 1922 poem The Wasteland, written by what eminent British author? Jackson.
T.S. Eliot.
That is correct. Because you gave the name of the poem first, that was the first answer, so we had to not take that. 14 letters in our alphabet represent element symbols in the periodic table, but 2 have names that don't start with that letter. One is W, number 74, tungsten. Rishi.
K.
That is correct.
Yes, that is
Yes, we will take that. The other element is potassium, or K. Caleb Williams and Jalen Daniels are recent winners of the what award? Bryce.
Heisman Trophy.
That is correct, given annually by the Downtown Athletic Club of New York City, recognizing the best college football player in America. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the slope of a line perpendicular to the line 5x minus 2y equals 20? Brandon.
-5/2.
I'm looking to the judges. That is incorrect. Spotsylvania? Nolan?
-2/5.
That is correct. What is the name of the boson believed to give all matter its mass? Nolan?
Higgs boson.
Correct. What is the name of the following geometric law for triangles? Side A is to the sine of angle A, as side B is to the sine of angle B. Nolan?
Law of sines.
Correct, as C is to the sine of angle C. The abbreviation PM denotes that the time is after noon. PM is the abbreviation of what 2 Latin words? Eli?
Post-midi? Post-noon? Midi?
That is incorrect. Spotsylvania? Jackson?
Post-medium?
It's actually post-meridium. What singer's song Sunflower is a collaboration? Brandon?
Miley Cyrus.
That is incorrect. I'll finish the question. What singer's song Sunflower is a collaboration with Sway Lee and featured in the movie? Bryce?
Post Malone.
Correct. It was featured in the movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's caused by the Yersinia pestis bacterium. Name this illness involving...
The bubonic plague?
That is correct. Thank you very much, Divine Grace. What name is given to this very contagious illness caused by the RNA virus that is also called rubeola? Divine Grace?
Ebola?
That is incorrect. Blacksburg? Eli?
Mpox?
It's actually measles. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round of questions just ahead, and we'll double the point value. Stay tuned to see which team is today's winner, and we'll go on to round 3 here on Battle of the Brains. We'll be right back.
Love Battle of the Brains? Ready for your high school team to play next season? Go to battleofthebrains.net to learn more. Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores as we head now into the final round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Blacksburg High School with 190 points, and our team from Spotsylvania High School with 135 points. And in this last toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is doubled, but so is the penalty for an incorrect answer given before I finish the question. There's no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. Good luck, teams. This is our final toss-up round. What character in a 1791 opera by Mozart is given a magic flute? Brandon?
Tamino.
Correct. What name is given to a game of poker in which betting begins at 1 cent? Brandon?
Penny. Penny poker.
That is incorrect. Spotsylvania? Bryce?
A penny game.
It's actually called penny ante. This quality is constant for a closed system undergoing a reversible antidiabatic process and always increases for an irreversible process according to the second law of thermodynamics. Rishi?
Entropy.
That is correct. Who was the last sitting vice president of the United States? Bryce?
Kamala Harris.
That is correct, to run for the presidency and lose in 2024. All right, here is another question from our Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
Who were the U.S. presidents in office at the time of the U.S. centennial and bicentennial of American independence?
Bryce?
Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford.
That is incorrect. Brandon?
Carter and Hayes.
We were looking for the U.S. centennial and the bicentennial, so U.S. Grant in 1876, Gerald Ford in 1976. A device a bicyclist uses to change gears is called a derailleur. Spell derailleur. Eli?
D-U-R-A-I-L-E-R.
That is incorrect. Spotsylvania? Bryce?
D-E-R-A-I-L-E-R.
That is also incorrect. It's D-E-R-A-I-L-L-E-U-R. This is a measure of temperature. Spell Fahrenheit. Brandon?
F-A-H-R-E-N-H-E-I-T.
That is correct. All right, you might need your pencil and paper for this one to divide the following fractions, and remember to simplify your answer. 1/4 divided by 2/3. Brandon?
3/8.
That is correct. Traditionally catering to young people and children, this casual clothing store launched an unsuccessful new chain in 2005 called 4th and Town, targeting women over 35. Name this store that also owns Old Navy, Athleta, and Banana Republic. Eli?
Belk.
That is incorrect. Spotsylvania? Nolan?
Macy's.
It's actually The Gap. The Warsaw Pact of 1955 was a military agreement made between the Soviet Union and her dependencies in what part of the world? Bryce?
Eastern Bloc.
We will take that. Eastern Europe, yes. What is 2016 presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's maiden name? Eli?
Rodham.
Correct. In what team sport is there an official called a field judge? Eli?
Soccer.
That is incorrect. Spotsylvania? Bryce?
American football.
That is correct. Who is recognized as the first Christian martyr? Brandon?
Simon Peter.
That is incorrect. Spotsylvania? Divine Grace?
Stephen?
St. Stephen is correct. What U.S. president who vetoed the Bland-Allison Act ended Reconstruction after defeating Brandon?
Hayes.
Rutherford B. Hayes defeated Samuel Tilden in 1876, yes. The classic recipe for this dish contains a split and toasted English muffin, a poached egg, Canadian bacon, and hollandaise sauce. Bryce?
Benedict eggs.
We will accept that. Eggs Benedict, yes. He was the first African American to receive a PhD from Harvard, named this co-founder of the NAACP and author of The Souls of Black Folk. Brandon?
Dubois.
That is correct, W.E.B. Du Bois. And that buzzer is the end of our game. While our judges double-check the final score, here's a reminder of how to stay connected with us here at Battle of the Brains.
Stay up to date on Battle of the Brains. Follow along as your favorite teams advance this season. Visit battleofthebrains.net to learn more and follow along at Battle of the Brains on social media. Join us next week on Battle of the Brains as we welcome students from Douglas Freeman High School playing against students from Glen Allen High School. Don't miss the action.
And here's now our final score for today's match, determining which of today's teams will continue on in this season's competition. Ending the match with a final score of 235 points, our team from Spotsylvania High School. Good play today by Jackson, Bryce, Divine Grace, and Nolan. And we'll see you in the next season, hopefully. Our winners today with a final score of 330 points, our team from Blacksburg High School. Congratulations to Eli, Brandon, Rishi, and Samson, and we'll see you in the next round of play here on Battle of the Brains. Good job today by your team. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thank you so much for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains, and we'll see you back here next week. Great match, teams.
Game over. Thank you for watching Battle of the Brains, presented by Invest 529.